like we're good to go. Happy hump day. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Oh, I don't want to step on my Ethernet cable. What up? Is that Guru? It cuts off like half of that name. Why does it cut off the name? What if I pop it out? Is that gonna make it better? Nope, now it just doesn't even show. Gunzo is what it says. What's up, Gunzo? How we doing? Helix, what's up? How we doing? Sorry, TikTok cuts off the names and I have no way to change that. So I'm just kind of guessing half the time at what your actual name is. How we doing? How we doing? Welcome in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing today? I've officially started the work to find a new job because I'm getting laid off at the end of the year. So that's fun. Not exactly what I was looking forward to coming into the holidays. But you know, if I don't get a new job right away, I guess I'll have some more time on my hands. Yo, what up, Crookie? Good to see you. I sent you a message through your website about a build. I did see that. I saw it last night, and I meant to respond to this morning, and then I forgot to mark the email as unread. So I will take a look at that tonight. That's my bad. I even read the whole thing. What up, Richard? How we doing? Look at me. I even updated the specs. Even updated the specs command. Look at me go. Professional streamer here, chat. Professional. I know, Helix. It's a bummer. It definitely caught me off guard. It was a pretty big layoff where I work, and it seemed like they kind of targeted people in certain locations and with certain backgrounds. I don't necessarily want to get into all the details on stream, but yeah. It's a little interesting how they decided to do it, and I'm not convinced it's going to set them up for success, but you know, it's not my problem anymore. What case are we going to use? This is going to have a Corsair 3500X. Yep, 3500X, ARGB, so it's got some built-in RGB fans, and then, you know, we'll add in a couple more. At work, so you can't update everywhere? Okay, that's totally fine. That is totally fine. New PC for me, you shouldn't have. What up, Loop-de-Loop? Yeah, let's talk about today's build. Let's just get into it. So this is an AMD Signature PC. It's got the Ryzen 9 9900X. We've got 32 gigs of DDR5. This is Cl32 6400. We've got 3 terabytes of storage, RTX 5070 Ti. Got a 360mm AIO from Thermalright with a LCD screen on it. We've got X870 Tomahawk Wi-Fi from MSI and an 850 watt power supply. And of course, we got a couple extra fans to really round out the system. So I guess we should get to building, huh? What up, Mean Dean? Good to see you, man. Haven't stopped in a while. Arc Raiders taking over your life. That's totally fair. I was pretty obsessed with RedSec when it came out. Battlefield RedSec. I was playing that like every day for a hot minute. Pretty much every day. So I feel it. Yo, thank you for the rose. All I can see is watch me. For some reason, TikTok cuts off the end of your name, but appreciate the roast. Thank you. Nashy Ace, what's up? Gauntlet is so much more fun than BR. I'm a BR guy. I don't enjoy... I mean, like, round-based stuff is kind of okay. Multiplayer makes me super bored. Good seeing someone do this. Oh, thank you. Multiplayer makes me super bored. It doesn't matter what it is. Black Ops 7, whatever. Gauntlet looks okay, but I'm a big BR guy. Like, I love the thrill of, like, making it to the end game and trying to survive and, like, doing all the rotations and stuff. I love that. I love that about BR. I started playing BRs with PUBG. Like the traditional BR where it's all just, you're just picking up guns off the ground and upgrading them and stuff. I love it. Hey, well, Meanie, I'm glad to see you here, you know? I'm just glad to see you here. How long have I been doing this? Since 2021. 2021 was when I, formed my LLC and kind of made it official. New updates soon for PUBG. I just can't play it anymore. I don't know if it's too slow for me now or what. I've been ruined by Warzone, but I haven't played PUBG in a hot minute. All right, Ryzen 9 9900X. Let's do this. I'm in Idaho. I'm surprised PUBG is still alive. Like, I feel like PUBG, the player count and stuff, I can't imagine it's still doing super well. Like, it's been out since like 2015 or something like that. Yep, this is an AM5 socket. So we've got a Ryzen 9 9900X. Okay, I'm just wiggling it for no reason. Same here, regrettably, I haven't given RedSec a proper go. Downloaded, played a few days, then ARC consumed you. Hey, I'm glad you found a game that you're enjoying, you know? RedSec, or I don't think Arc Raiders is for me. I just don't feel like I have the time to put into it, but I'm glad to see that there's a cool new game out that people are enjoying. Got the 7700, that's a great choice. That is a great CPU. I'm doing good, Nashy Ace. How are you? Well, as good as can be, given the fact that I'm actively hunting for a new job now. I'm not getting fired from this. I own this company, but this is not my day job. I do this on the side, and hopefully one day will be my day job, but we are not at that point yet. Until that day comes, I need a full-time gig to pay the bills, you know? What's better, the i9 or the Ryzen 7? 9800X 3D is better than i9 right now. Or, well, Core Ultra 9. Okay, so we got our 1 terabyte installed. Let's get our 2 terabyte in here. I liked Arc Raiders, but I know if I got it, I would find it hard to pick between Battlefield or Arc. Both are great games. Yeah. What up, Pumpa? Welcome in. Asking, do I think the 7500F is too weak for the 9070 XT? I think you will likely miss out on a little bit of performance for sure, but like, you could say that all the way up till the 9800X 3D. Like, the 9070 XT will definitely benefit the better CPU you have. Even up to the 9800X 3D. I don't think it will be a significant difference, but honestly, like, you're not going for a super budget build, so if you can, I would spend the extra $50 and get a 9600X. That's what I'm running in my gaming PC right now, and it works great. I don't have a 9070 XT, but I do have the 9600X. Building a PC with a 1650 in Athlon. It sounds wildly out of date, but if you got all that stuff for really cheap or almost free, then hey, a PC is a PC, right? A Warzone guy through and through. I'm a big Warzone guy. trying to find a balance between my two obsessions. Once big map rotation comes, I'll probably lose every trace of social life I currently have. That's fair. I do love Warzone. It's kind of gone downhill, but I still really enjoy it. $3,600 and a 5090. I feel like you're just being ridiculous now. And for the motherboard, I thought about the B850 if I can find it. Yo, King Mathis, thank you for the follow. I can find it for around the same price. I mean, ASRock is great if you don't get an X3D chip. If you're not getting an X3D CPU, ASRock is great. They might have even fixed their X3D problems. I have not looked into it deep enough to know for sure. But their price to performance is solid. So if you're not getting an X3D chip and you don't plan on getting an X3D chip, then don't sweat it. Yeah, this is a customer build. This is a customer build. If you guys see me live on here building the PC, it is a 99% chance that it's a customer build. CPU in this is a 9900X. You can type in exclamation point specs if you want to see the full spec list. It should be working. 9070 XT is on the way, pairing with the 7500F. Let's go. The Ryzen 9 9900X is what we're putting in here. Just started your PC building small companies. It's always great to catch you live. Hey, I love that. Competition! Ban him! No, just kidding. Just kidding. We've got a signature build today. This is one that is a pre-built for me. Yeah, 9900X. Got 32 gigs of RAM and a 5070 Ti with 3 terabytes of storage. Trying to be careful with the words I use so I don't get in trouble on I don't get in trouble on TikTok. TikTok doesn't like me very much, apparently. As a competitive player, I hate to say this, but having the ability to play with friends again in casuals has been surprisingly refreshing, right? I am not like a super good player, but I am a competitive player. Like, I play very competitively. I don't play chill and casual. But yeah, when you have friends that you're playing with that are like chill and casual, it is really nice when you can do that, you know? I totally agree. Chasing your 50 kill Warzone casual game. Love that. What up, Toxic? Yes, you're here. Toxic is the customer. He's the one buying this thing. I'll give you guys his address so you can go see it afterwards. Just kidding. I'm not gonna do that. What up, Julian? Welcome in. How does the 9900X compare to the 7900X? I would say very mild in terms of performance boost. It's more of a boost in terms of energy efficiency. That's what kind of really what they did with the 9000 series was it wasn't a huge performance boost. They just made them more energy efficient. It's like a few percent better performance, but nothing crazy. Don't forget to sign it. Thank you. I appreciate that. You're pretty good. I remember your first go around in Spart's Gauntlet. Oh yeah, was that on Caldera? That was a long time ago. Yeah, I'm not a bad player. I was better then because I was playing all the time. But yeah, I was definitely a better player back then than I am now, I think. Just because of how much time I was able to put into it. Oh yeah. Come on. Wake up. There we go. Okay. They can see it put to use on your stream once you get it. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. The real question is, wait, how are those RAM prices affecting you? Just built a rig. Yeah, I mean, basically they're just making me have to raise my prices, which sucks. I hate that. I like being able to offer, you know, very competitive pricing, but like, I can't get RAM for cheap. Like I don't have any special hookups to get RAM for super cheap. So really it's driving my prices up, which, you know, is going to hurt business at some point. It hasn't yet, because I was able to snag a bunch of RAM before like the prices really started skyrocketing. Like I read the tea leaves and ordered like several kits of RAM, but I'm like I think I have orders in for all of those kits that I have bought. So yeah, that's gonna be a problem real soon. Okay, those are pretty lined up. I feel like that guy is supposed to catch. That middle guy is supposed to catch so that this doesn't move so much. Whatever. We get it. Everything has gone up. I know. I mean, really right now it's just RAM and SSDs that have gone up in price. You are well seasoned. Wait, what? My new motherboard has 2 RAM slots, which is weird. Yeah, some of the higher end motherboards do that. I mean, realistically with DDR5, you don't want to use 4 sticks of RAM ever. It's less stable. It's not as good. Your CPU can only handle dual channel anyways, so I stick with 2 if you absolutely can. Yeah, what up, Caked? Good to see you. It has been a minute. I'm doing pretty good. I mean, I just found out recently I'm getting laid off at the end of the year, which is no fun. But you know, why are you trying to get me to go to another? Don't say that out loud, Rytech. I haven't gotten hit yet. I don't know if I'm just being more careful or if TikTok's just being nice to me, but I haven't gotten the error yet. I haven't gotten the warning. So don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't you put that evil on me. My God, my knife is so dull. My knife is so dull. I'm so bad at sharpening knives, you guys. It is one of my many failings. Does the Ryzen... Oh, shoot, I missed it. Hold on. Let me scroll up for a second. I'm gonna make this a little smaller. The case is sexy, man. It's great. Does the Ryzen 9 9900 series have more PCIe lanes than 7900? No. It's the same. I think they would need a, I think they would have to redesign the whole motherboards. Like the chipsets and stuff can only handle so much. So I don't think they can add more lanes. Yeah, Caldera. Oh, good old Caldera days, man. We get it. Everything has gone up. I know, it's so dumb. I hate it. Fun fact, Redneck is the reason they went up. Yeah, because I was just buying it all up. I was buying it all up to drive prices up so that I'm the only one that can offer RAM at regular prices. I wish I had that kind of pull in the industry. That would be pretty crazy. I would not exercise that. I would not exercise that power, but I would love to have that kind of power in the industry. I feel like I would make better use of it than whoever pulls the strings today. How come all the RAM has gone up? Data centers. AI data centers are going up left and right. And guess what? All of those use a ton of RAM. Because unlike in like our computers where we mostly are storing stuff on SSDs, a lot of server stuff has to be stored on RAM to be able to be quickly sent back and forth and stuff. So data centers will have, you know, like one server machine will have hundreds of gigabytes of RAM to be able to quickly send data back and forth and stuff. So data centers use a ton of RAM. A bunch of data centers are being made for this AI boom, and memory chip manufacturers have clearly decided that they want to sell in super high quantities to these large data center companies, and they don't care so much about us because we don't really have. Ooh, why did that get all sideways? Because gaming and desktop stuff does not really affect their bottom line so much, you know. Hoping they bring Caldera from app rotation. That'd be incredible. Oh, I need to scroll down now. Excuse me, ability to handle more. Whoa, why is that all weird? Come on. There we go. Excuse me, ability to handle more as Gen 5 is concerned. I missed something there. You might have to ask that again. No, not whatever. Don't say that. Oh, no, it's just, it would just make it easier to put it together. It didn't affect anything. What would you all think the best price range for a starter? I have ones available that start around $900 plus shipping. Well seasoned with Call of Duty back then. I was. Cost materials have gone up just how everything has gone up. What RAM am I using? This is VColor. Didn't see the stream notification. RIP. What games is he gonna be playing? Great question. Have you ever thought about using light enhancement RAM kits? Yeah, back in the early days of AM5, they used to cause a lot of issues. So I never used them. They're fine, I guess. I don't think they add that much. I don't think they're worth the like $30 or $40 for a kit, and I don't use Corsair RAM much. Sharpening knives is kind of included in the job. It's so easy with the I have like 3 different knife sharpeners, and I'm terrible with all of them. I need to get one that's like idiot proof, you know, so that I can't mess it up. Yeah, when I said whatever was because usually like this center mounting spot, like you can kind of, like it has a little like feature on it so that the motherboard kind of like falls onto that and it won't move around at all. But it didn't do that on this one, so I just had to use my other hand more to keep the motherboard in the right spot as I started putting bolts in. It's not a big deal at all. All right, motherboard's installed. I'm gonna be trying a lot of different games for your stream. Warzone and Red Sec for sure. Nice. So you'll be playing when you get your 97 XT. Nice. SSDs also just spent $75 on a Crucial 1 terabyte. That's 50. Yeah. SSDs. I mean, SSDs and RAM. You got to think they're kind of the same, roughly the same thing in terms of like their basic makeup. Like the people that are making memory chips for RAM are also the same people making the chips for SSDs. Because in effect, it's a very similar component for SSDs versus RAM. But yeah, that is also a side effect. SSDs have not gotten nearly as bad yet, but they have gone up in price as well. See, here's the problem, Kevin. I used to live in Oregon, and I've had this Benchmade for years. I used to live in Oregon, and so I would just drive over to Benchmade because I lived in the Portland area. I would literally just drive over to Benchmade and like hand them my knife and be like, please sharpen it. Yo, Trail Tech, thank you for the gifted. And just hand them my knife and be like, hey, please sharpen this. And they would sharpen it, they would fix anything, they would clean it all up, do all of that stuff for free, and then just like give me a call when it was done and I would go get it. But now that I'm in Idaho, I can't do that. So it's a bummer. They don't make much money off us, no. Nvidia's entire gaming line is 8% of their revenue. Where I work, we supply batteries for data centers. Oh, no way. Where I work until the end of this year, we make batteries for electric vehicles, like high voltage batteries for electric vehicles. What are your thoughts on the G-Skill RAM sticks, specifically CL36000? They're great. No complaints. Chat seems really delayed. I'm really delayed. I am falling behind quickly on the chat. That's my fault. VColor RAM, yeah, not a lot of people have heard of them, to be honest. But they make solid stuff. They use SK Hynix chips. They're pretty solid. Not a lot of people, I think, have heard of them. I had not heard of them until a couple years back. But they make good stuff, so yeah, definitely don't worry about using them. They're like, finding them in stock is kind of hit or miss, though, to be honest. Okay, let's get these guys plugged back in. I think that one, yeah, that one's still daisy chained. Okay, so we just gotta move these guys over here. Pull those guys through to the back. Then we hook up with that guy. And hook that guy up. Right. Yep. All right, let's get all this stuff plugged in. ZTC said GPUs will go up too. Yes, I did hear that. Because, yeah, GPUs use a ton of VRAM, right? So it is likely that GPUs sometime in the near future might go up in price too. So, like, basically everything besides power supplies, motherboards, and cases are looking like they're going to go up in price. And I guess coolers and fans, but a lot of the main and already more expensive components might start going up in price and becoming harder to find, which kind of makes me wonder if I should be buying up some stock of GPUs and stuff, just in case. Well, because GPUs right now are at their lowest prices in a long time. All right, HD audio is in. Let's get our USB in, USB 3. That guy's gonna go down here, down at the bottom of the motherboard there. Get our USB-C going. Where's that at? It's over here and sideways. Okay. Other way. Go. Okay. Okay, we got our front panel connector here. We can run this on the inside of these guys. Front panel connector right there. Just thought, I know it'd be a scary jump, but what if you transition to full-time content creation alongside of the PC building gig? I'm sure your fellow creator friends would give you a hand. I am so far from being able to do that. Like, let me just put it this way. I've been a mechanical engineer for 10 years. I make a very good salary, made a very good salary as a mechanical engineer. My entire family is, like, I am the sole breadwinner. So my family, you know, has to live off of that salary, you know, pay our mortgage, all that good stuff. And so I am not willing to risk that security by going full-time right now. Like, I don't make nearly enough money on building and content creation yet to even consider that as an option. I wish I could. I wish that could be like an option, because I have some time to like try and make it work before, you know, I run out of money from my current job. But it's just so far from my current salary that it just is not a possibility. I am going to be moving out of my office as part of this, like as part of losing my job, because I may not be able to find another remote job, and they're trying to crank up my rent here. So it will make my business a lot more profitable, because I'll be doing that from home again. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But that is still the long-term goal. Like PC building and content creation, long-term is still the goal to be like my full-time job. But we are just not there yet, folks. We are just not there yet. And I say yet because I do believe it'll happen someday. But that day is not today. Okay, all that stuff's in there. Let's get our bottom fan and our exhaust fan in real quick. Hold on, I missed a few chats here. Speaking of coolers, have you seen the Lean Lee AIO with the curved screen that has a motor on it? I have not seen that yet. The shipping is going to make you broke? What do you mean the shipping? Not released yet, but they teased it. Hopefully they'll show it off at CES this year, because I'm going to be at CES this year. I'm about to buy the Lean Lee V100 case and short on money for shipping. I still don't know like why it's costing you money for shipping, because it was free for me on Amazon. Great idea to use Lazy Susan. You can thank my mod, Richard. He was the one who came up with that idea. People are buying that stuff hard. Probably don't say this on stream. Well, you know, wifey works multiple jobs. Yeah. No, I am very happy to have her be able to be a stay-at-home mom and take care of the house, and she prefers that, so I don't want her to have to go back to working full-time. Yeah. Working your way to the same goal, nice. Your shipping was free because of Panda, that's right. Yeah, my wife has been able to be a stay-at-home mom for the past 3 years, and I want to keep it that way. How what? How did I get free shipping on the case? I don't know, I just ordered it. It was free shipping. All I did was order it. I didn't do anything special. Oh, where can you find Oh, he bought this PC, so he got a discount on the PC by using Panda Skills code. So that in effect paid for his shipping, I think, and a little extra. That's what he means. What up? How we doing, Hobo? Well, I mean, he can't help you with you buying yourself a case. He can help you with getting a discount on a PC for me, but he can't help you buy yourself a case. How are you a #1 fan? I don't think #1 fan is like a single person. I think #1 fan is like a list of people. Make sure you add a Cronus. People still pay for shipping? Apparently. I mean, I have to pay for shipping on a handful of things on Newegg, but usually it's like $10 max. Did I hear you giving up the office space? Yeah, unfortunately, Between losing my job and not know, like I don't know if I'll be able to get another remote job, but between losing my job and they're gonna be hiking up my rent by a significant portion, which I will say they haven't touched my rent prices since I got here over 2 years ago, and they had the ability to like increase my rent every year, and they haven't done that. So like I'm not upset at them for finally increasing my rent, but it's just to the point. It's just gonna be enough money that like it's just my business. I don't want to like have that much money of my business just being thrown away every month, you know? It's just not worth it to me. Like I don't make enough money in my business to like just absorb that without worrying about it, you know? Just under 2,800 bucks. eBay is where I get taken for shipping normally. Oh yeah, eBay will get you. eBay will definitely get you. People either like overprice their stuff to like include what it's going to cost them to ship it, or yeah, shipping is going to be really expensive. Okay, so I got those cables in. I'm gonna route those over to here. Just like this, and like this. Okay, that's gonna get routed over to here. Probably run it through this bundle. Actually, I kind of want to run it behind that bundle. I think it'll look a little cleaner if we do it this way. Okay, then we'll kind of route it up there like that. Then we'll zip tie it back up, or cable tie it back up. Sad plays. PC costs just under 2,800. Yeah. Okay. Sorry to hear about the job loss. Keep your head up. Yeah, we'll be okay. They're doing okay for us, like in terms of severance and all that, and then they're keeping me on for several weeks where I don't really have anything to do. So I'll have lots of time to work on content, job hunt, and stuff before I'm even technically unemployed, which will be nice. They advertise free shipping but charge more. Yeah, exactly. How much do you price the labor, if you don't mind me asking? I just charge a flat percentage. So it's just whatever all the parts and stuff cost times a percentage, and that's my labor fee. So for more expensive builds, the labor fee in dollars is higher, but those also tend to be, they take longer, they're more effort. Yeah. Your YouTube shorts are hitting the algorithm pretty decent. You've been seeing them a bunch? I love that. Yeah, I can't wait for you guys to see my next long form YouTube video. My next long form video is gonna be insane. You guys aren't even gonna believe that it's my channel. I'm not trying to send people over their TikTok. We're just talking about it. Okay. It's gonna get showed off a lot. Love that. Love that. It's crazy. This build is gonna take longer than Sparty's builds, even though those were vastly more expensive because he just didn't have any RGB. Made it go so fast. Upgrading your CPU from Intel to AMD soon. What all will you need to change? What do you have for RAM today? Do you have DDR5 RAM? DDR4. So you're gonna need, if you go to an AM5 CPU, which I would suggest doing, you're gonna need CPU, RAM, motherboard. And you are probably going to have to reinstall Windows. So you wanna make sure that you back up everything on Windows somewhere, on your Windows drive somewhere, if you want to keep it. Because Intel, going from Intel to AMD, Windows typically doesn't work. Okay. No, the company isn't shutting down, but they laid off a bunch of people. And it seems like they mostly were laying off their remote workforce and their people that are working under a visa to like be able to be in the country. It's kind of, it doesn't seem like they cared much, if at all, about performance or, you know, what kind of work the people were doing or whether it's going to create gaps in you know, certain areas. They just kind of went carte blanche on that. We'll need to change out CPU AIO cooler. Only if you don't already have, so it does require different mounting to go to AMD, but if you have all of like the mounting stuff that comes with your cooler, it should already have stuff for AMD. If you bought it pre-built, you might not have that. Like that's something like I ship with all that stuff and like send it all to the customer, but like you might not have received that, to be honest. So if you don't have that, you might be able to like buy a kit to get separate mounting, or you might just have to buy a new cooler. You will need to reapply thermal paste as well. If you get the free time in the future, I'll send you over an idea for a universal cable management device I've been working on. Won't get into it now, but it solves an issue I've been having. Oh, interesting. Backup with Backblaze, maybe? Sure. Just got my first, gifted my first PC. Yeah, you can tell me what's in it. Your mechanical mind might be able to improve upon the concept. All right, I can give it a look. Thought, oh no, we're not giving it away. 2080 Super 9700K. I mean, that's not a bad system. Like, it's definitely older, but like those are solid components for when they were made. All right, so we're gonna run these guys just down here. We've got another RGB header right there. AKA the worst header known to man. There we go, we got it. And then we've got another fan header right there. Okay. So both of these guys we can actually go up with in here. Just working on some cable management. When you've got RGB cables all over the place, gotta take the time, start it early, and work on it as you put stuff in. Otherwise, it's gonna become an absolute mess. An absolute mess if you don't do this. Okay. I think what I'm going to do with this guy is actually go like this. Okay, and then we'll do a little double backing on itself up here, but we got to get some other stuff in there first. Okay, that's looking a lot cleaner down here, where it was getting to become a little bit of a disaster. All right, we got all that in there. Let's get our power cables in. You have a 12700K 5080 CPU is probably, yes, that GPU can do a lot more than what that 12700K can put out, for sure, for sure. Do I play Minecraft? I don't play Minecraft. Need an upgrade in mine, mainly CPU and motherboard, using a 4080 with a 11700. Get yourself like a 14600K or something. But you're probably gonna want to jump up to DDR5 too. So like get like a 14600K or 13600K, or if you want to go AMD, get like a 9600X. Something like that will be really solid for you. Can you tell me what games are the upper limit of what I can play on the system? I mean, you should be able to play you should be able to play basically any game. Some games you might either need to lower your graphics settings or play at like 1080p. But I wouldn't expect that to not be able to play games. You will, like if you want to play the new Call of Duty and stuff, like you will need to do like enabling secure boot and stuff, but besides that, you should be okay. All right, CPU power cables. Let's do that. Can I run hyper graphics mode for Minecraft? I don't know. I've never played Minecraft. I don't honestly know how much effort that takes. I just built a very similar PC for someone. The only game that it didn't cooperate at 1080p was Indiana Jones. Oh, there you go. See? We got people in here that can answer questions too. We got the community. Your CPU is better than your GPU. I would say the GPU is probably slightly stronger, but I think they're pretty well balanced. Yeah, I would say the same, Mean. Like, it feels pretty balanced. If I had to choose one or the other, I would say the GPU might be a little bit better than the CPU, but it's hard to say. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, if you type in !Discord, it should give you a link to my Discord server if you want to message there. Oh, I just realized I never actually bolted this all the way down. Get this out of my way real quick. We'll put this back on. I just want it out of the way while I tie down these CPU power cables. Fabio with the follow, thank you. Yeah, I do most of my testing with like Furmark and stuff rather than like in games. Hey, you have people for it now. You're part of the community now. You just gotta, you know, hit that follow button. You're part of the community, and we'll help you out whenever we can. Come on, why is this always such a pain to get it through here? I'm always able to do it eventually, but it's always such a pain to get it in there. Okay, got that one through, and I gotta try and get this other one through. You're probably thinking, why is this even worth it, Red? It's not. It's not worth it. But I've done it on every build with this case so far, and I don't want to change that now. It is very clearly a waste of my time. It is very clearly not necessary. But here we are, doing it again. Do I usually only do this with one cable? I feel like I've done it with two. I put it through this way, well, the last one. Whew, it's getting toasty in here, yo. It is getting toasty in here. Starting to sweat. Why has this always worked for me before, but not today? All right, we're not doing it. It's not worth it. It makes it look nice and sleek, but clearly it's not happening today. All right, we're just going around the outside. Maybe it's because I normally do it with two. Yeah, I don't know. Just not able to do it today. Okay, get that on there. Let's get this spy back in here. There's like a tiny little channel right here that's kind of nice because it like just hides the cables a little bit, but it doesn't really make a difference. So we're just not gonna do it today. No big deal. It's still gonna look nice and clean over here, just not what I wanted. 57 Ti might be good for shaders. What's in the build? We got a 9900X RTX 5070 Ti, 3 terabytes of storage, 32 gigs of RAM. Okay, so it might be hard to see it. Maybe from that angle, you might be able to see it. Nah, it's too dark. So right here, there's a little channel that you kind of can go back behind here to run the cables through. And I've done it in like every other build in this thing, but for some reason I just can't get these cables to go through it. It basically would just hide this like this short section of cable would just be hidden back there. There's no reason to do it. I'm just was dead set on doing it. You have this case? What up, Charlie? Also, after the motherboard replacement runs great. Love to hear that. I have the RMA'd one just sitting here. I need to do something with it. We'll find a project to use it in at some point. Okay. Okay, get our motherboard power cable in here. Okay, got that. We can finally get our power supply in here. Around the outside, around the outside. I want to see that full blue color redneck. Oops, I dropped my box. I dropped my box. I mean, we're not gonna have the RGB set when I fire this up, so you're not gonna get to see it. Okay, there we go. Got all that. What am I looking for? What am I looking for? Oh, GPU power cable. Company should start cooler their to cool their glass. That'd be interesting. Okay, GPU power is in. Let's get our CPU power in here. Let's get our motherboard power in here. Okay. Okay. So since I'm in Wisconsin, shipping shouldn't take long. Usually like 4 days, something like that. When do I think AM6 is coming? I'm honestly not sure. I doubt it's coming in the next year because they are going to be releasing the 9950X 3D2 this coming year. So I can't imagine them releasing a new flagship X3D chip and then a new socket the same year. I just don't think that's going to happen. The Peerless Assassin 120 Digital is awesome. I love that thing. I have that on one of the builds, one of my pre-builds. That's the cooler I use. Shipping a case for 98 US is diabolical on my side. It is. You need to find it somewhere else, man. Or find a different seller or something, because that's crazy. That is crazy. All right, got our GPU power cable. I'm gonna run that out here. Don't think we need that much length, but that should be good. Okay, well, let's get our GPU support in here real quick before we forget. '27 is the rumored year. Yeah. Yeah, it's all just rumors and hearsay at this point, right? Like, okay, got that one started. I think usually we need to use my iFixit for this other one. Actually get that started? I don't think so. Here we go. Okay. Cool. GPU support is in. All right, there we go. I might run the GPU cable out the bottom. I feel like that's gonna get too crowded right there. We're gonna run it right up there like that. Okay. Let's get our cooler in here. It's time. It's time. Our nice little Thermalright LCD AIO, complete with many cables. This is why you start cable management at the beginning. Otherwise this would be a nightmare. I'm new here and new to PC, but everyone I come across is very welcoming. Hey, I love to hear that. Yeah, seriously, like Warfly, I could order it and ship it somewhere within the US for you for cheaper than that. Hey, that's just crazy. Get our bolts. See that Tough brand? What Tough brand? No, this is an MSI Mag motherboard. Doing an all-white build this weekend for Buddy's Kid, 9600X B850 Max Wi-Fi, 1 terabyte, 32 gigs RAM, 9060 XT, 16 gig, 850W V100. Nice, that's awesome. My next build, actually, we gotta customize the case a little bit before I can build it. Which I'll probably be doing that tomorrow or Friday. The customization, at least. I was watching PC build videos last night. I saw someone use 8 RTX 4080s together as a supercomputer. Oh, that's crazy. Use it for running algorithms to solve protein cancer research. I feel like if you're going to use a bunch of GPUs for stuff like that, like you should use Pro Series cards. Like that's what Pro Series cards are designed for, is stuff like that. All right, so got that. I think we just need to do that one. Put this top panel back on. Go. It's all clipped in. Where'd that bolt go? There it is. We don't actually need this bolt, but there we go. Okay. All right. So that's all in there. Let's run the cables for the CPU fans. CPU cooler fans, I should say. So we're going to daisy chain these three guys together. Just like this. And we'll run this guy back out to the front. That will go in the CPU fan header. Just like that. And where's our RGB at? Oh, there is an RGB at the top. There's only one more at the bottom? Nothing on the top? Interesting. Okay, well, we should take this guy out then. Well, yeah, let's do that. Take this guy out of here, and we'll run it over somewhere else to daisy chain it in, I think. So those three guys, they're gonna get daisy chained with the pump. I think we have an open RGB header thing here somewhere. We use that one there. Okay, we'll just run it to the other port. Give it a little push. There we go. Okay, got that. All right. So now, with these guys, we need to go from one to the other. Hopefully these will reach all the way down to the bottom. Kind of crazy there's no other RGB ports on here. Okay. Corsair 3500X. Tempted to give an open loop cooling a go. It seems pointless to me, but I want to try it. Try the Fantex kit. Fantex has a really nice kit that uses just push-in fittings, and it's all soft lines. So it makes it really easy to achieve. It just does the CPU, but you can always, you know, get a couple of extra fittings and tubing and stuff and do it for a GPU too. I'd say that's the easiest way to get into your first liquid cooling experience. All right, let's get some thermal paste on this thing. Soft lines are a no-go. Nothing wrong with soft lines for water cooling. Now you could put together a soft line kit in an hour or two. If you do hardline, it's going to take a long time, and you need a lot more equipment. Got that spread. Let's get all the excess off of there. There we go. Yeah, this is his PC. No, this is an AIO. As a pipe fitter that's cheating. Yeah. I mean, you don't have to keep it, but you could start that way just to get a better understanding of how to make a loop and everything, and then you could always replace it piece by piece later. Takes a lot of time and a lot of patience and a lot of parts to do a good hardline loop. Come on. Not quite there. All right, here's that. Oh, we totally could, I didn't realize this has a daisy chain on it too. How long is that? Ooh, that one's longer than the fan ones. Let's undo this. And instead of daisy chaining the pump into the fans, we're gonna do it the other way around. We're gonna do the fans into the pump because the pump has a longer cable. That will make it better. There we go. Okay. And then now, pump system right there. Okay, got that. Run that up to the top there. Now this looks a little bit like a disaster at the moment, but we're gonna tame this here in just a minute. I guess that's a bit hard to convey. I'm just being a smart ass. I kind of figured. I kind of figured. Oh, the other thing about like hardline custom loops is get ready to spend like $1,000 if you do like CPU and GPU. Just as an FYI, get ready to spend some serious money. Told you we're gonna tame this. Just give me like one more minute, and this is gonna look beautiful. Now look how much better that looks. Just a nice little bundle all the way down. All right, let's check out the front side. I think I'll zip tie those guys together just so they look a little nicer. Just one little zip tie. One little zip tie. Just like that. Okay. Next we can work on this. This is for the LCD screen. It is the Corsair, or sorry, it is the Thermalright Core Vision AIO. It's a 360 millimeter AIO with a built-in LCD screen. Really want to get a custom loop on my 9800X 3D 5090 FE build. It's definitely doable. The stuff is definitely out there for it. If you don't know how to do it yourself, you know, hit me up and I can definitely do that. I kind of feel like we should just go straight up with this. I feel like we just go straight up with this right here. I think that'll look clean. Yeah, just like that. So we'll just follow that down and zip tie it to the CPU power cables. Heck? Oh. How did that flip on me? How does this keep flipping on me? There. I wrapped it around that on accident. What's the best Nvidia GPU? Yeah, the 5090 is the best right now. Tis the most powerful. What up, Jace? Trying to play Battlefield 6, saw your video on Secure Boot, but when I go to OS type, there is no option for standard. What are the options? Does it have like Windows UEFI mode? Yeah, I mean, it's gonna look slightly different, slightly different depending on what motherboard brand and model you have, but. All right. There's all that. All we have left to do now is put our GPU in here. So let's do that. Got an Asus Prime 5070 Ti. You have an Asus, you have it on UEFI mode, restart the PC, still can't launch the game. You have TPM 2.0 on. Have you updated your BIOS? Like, how old is your BIOS? Sometimes if you have a really old BIOS, it won't work unless you update it. There should be a build date somewhere where you can look online for your motherboard and see when that BIOS was made. If you go back into Windows, into the System Information app, it'll tell you the BIOS build date. TPM 2.0 is in trusted computing, but that also will show if it's enabled. I'm trying to remember if that's in the BIOS or in the System Information app, or I think there might be somewhere else you have to look for that. But typically TPM 2.0 is enabled like as default, so I don't think you need to worry about that. You got this PC. I mean, if you didn't buy it from me, you don't have this PC. Just because it looks the same doesn't mean it is the same. Asus really went ham with all the plastic on this thing, man. Secure boot state says user, okay. But there should also be like a UEFI mode thing. But again, yeah, if your BIOS is really out of date, then it still might not work even if you have everything selected properly. I have a video on the Red site on when and how to update your BIOS. I would go and watch that and update your BIOS and then go back to the secure boot effort. Because if you don't know what it is and you've had it for a while, then your BIOS is definitely old because it doesn't update itself. Ideally, yes, you can do it if you put it into like the root folder of your onboard SSD, but I would suggest just buying like a $2 flash drive, because you don't need a lot of space for the BIOS. It's less than a gigabyte. Is that not all the way in? There we go. Okay. Put all these guys back. And we will plug this power cable in. Oh, it's this way. Okay, and we can lift this guy up. Cool. Fan still spins, love that. Cool. There's an extra piece of plastic on this piece for some unknown reason. Right? And it totally looks like there's extra plastic on it. Maybe it's not. Maybe that's not extra plastic. I swear that looks like plastic that's supposed to come off, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's supposed to look like that. Okay. All right, let's tighten up this GPU power cable a little bit. Not much, but just a little bit. We don't want it too tight. Okay. Just making sure we're not putting too much stress on that. We can actually pull this way a little bit more. There we go. So it's not exactly tight by any means, but it's at least kind of clean there. Pull that off and we're good to go. This PC is ready to fire up. You're welcome. You got this PC and it won't stay connected to the internet. It's hard to say. It could be a port that's failed. It could be that you need to update the driver for it. You might need to try a few different things. I think that GPU power cable is like kind of sticking out. I got a GPU power cable sticking out a little bit too much to leave it like that. I think instead we can just throw another cable tie down below here. Something to have it hold it against. Just to keep it from moving around too much. There we go. That's better. All right. Now this should close without anything pushing up against it. Yeah, that looks better. All right, who's ready to see this baby fire up? You're so excited? You should be. You're ready. I'm a new streamer, but I only have PS4. Was a good PC you could save up for? I mean, the streamer PC that I have on my site, it's pre-built. That's a good one to shoot for. That'll let you game at 1440p and stuff. Yep, I am on Twitch. All right. So, as a reminder, Ryzen 9 9900X, 32 gigs of RAM, 3 terabytes of storage, RTX 5070 Ti, 850 watt power supply. We've got the Thermalright LCD AIO. We've got the MSI Mag X870 motherboard, Corsair 3500X, and a couple extra Corsair fans. First ever power on. Listen to that air movement. It's all the air getting out of the pump. What up, Richard? What's the difference between a gaming PC and a streaming PC? I mean, technically nothing. I have what I call, like, those are just the names of the models that I have. The gamer PC that I have is like a very budget-friendly build, and then the streamer PC is like the next one up kind of thing. The main difference is that stream PCs don't need to be as powerful as like a strictly gaming PC. You can stream, like if you have another device that you're like using to capture, like a PS4 or whatever, you can stream with very limited hardware. Right? This is a good looking PC, you guys. That is a good looking PC. Oh. Stop freaking out, camera. There. But if you're streaming and gaming on the same rig, you want more cores. Yes. So if you're doing both on the same system, obviously, if you're gaming, you take this much effort, and you're streaming, you take this much effort. You combine them, you have more things that you have to do, right? So what is going on with my camera? What in the heck is going on? I don't understand what's happening here. I'm just gonna stand off camera because this is crazy. I don't know what was happening there. Yeah, so the biggest thing when you're streaming, you want to have more CPU cores and you need more RAM. What's the app called? What app are we talking about? Which RTX do I use? This build has an RTX 5070 Ti. The autofocus isn't liking the RGB changing. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. I have it as like a zone focus on this on this camera right now because I was having so many problems when I was like off camera and stuff. And it seems to work well almost all the time, but right now it's not working. Yo, Toxic, thank you for the $5. Don't forget to sign it. All right, I need to find my silver Sharpie. All I have readily available are black Sharpies, and black on black isn't gonna work super well. So I might need to go to the store and get a silver Sharpie. I had a silver Sharpie, I thought, at Loot Fest last year, but I think I lost it. I might be able to find it though. I might be able to find it. For your shop, I want to look at the price. Oh, it's just redneckengineer.com. It's spelled the same way on here. It's just a website. Right on the power bank? Oh, like here. You want to hear. What's main difference between AMD and Intel for a dummy? I would say for today, the main difference is that AMD has focused on having every single core has full like power capabilities, like they're all equally powerful. Intel has gone the route of having a few cores that are really powerful and then a bunch of efficiency cores that can't really do much. That's the main difference right now. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll sign it down here. Is one better? Personally, I would say AMD right now is better for strictly gaming. If you want to game and stream on a tighter budget, Intel might be a better option because of all those efficiency cores can help run all the stuff for your stream. So like you could get an Intel Core Ultra 5 and be able to run everything on your stream because it has so many efficiency cores. I want to pick up a 5070 Ti compared to my 9070 XT. There's a huge argument online about the two. The Ti is obviously better. The Ti is not better, and like they kind of trade spaces depending on what game it is and at what resolution. That's why you picked AMD, because I can stream from HP on my laptop. Yeah, exactly. All right, y'all. Appreciate everybody hanging out. I got to get to working on putting software and stuff on this tonight and get it ready to ship out soon. So hope y'all enjoyed the stream. We will be back, I think early next week will be our next build. I'm still waiting on some components for the next build, and I got to do a bunch of custom work on it. So probably looking early next week for the next build. So stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed, following all of the things on all the platforms, notifications on, all that good stuff, so you can check out the next build. All right? Appreciate y'all. We'll see you in the Discord too if you join there. Yeah. Later. You're gonna anger the Nvidia fanboys? Yeah, it's okay. They have no hold over me. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.